All right, quick show of hands. Who's taken this tour before? Anyone? Fantastic. Welcome back. Used to come here every summer all the way down from Connecticut. This is our first stop before we headed south. A lot of folks don't know this. Before Disney opened up, this was the main attraction in Florida. So one of our boat captains, Captain Oscar Collins, who just retired in February, drove these boats for 54 years. We always thought he was the longest running captain in the fleet. Well, we had two other guys do it longer. And one guy drove it for 56 years, and his cousin did it for 60 years. It's a long time at any job, but when you love what you do, it goes by pretty quick. All right, folks, this is a U.S. Coast Guard inspected vessel. To me, to point out a couple safety features. You point out the two fire extinguishers, one above your head to the left, second one above my head to the right. Folks, should we get hit by a torpedo from a road Russian submarine and start to sink, you'll see the original life preservers off the Titanic just above your heads. And as you can imagine, they're so old they do not float. So slip them over your head, buckle up, and walk to shore. I will meet you there. In fact, the only one that does float is mine right there, and you'll have to fight me for it. All right, guys, as we go along this afternoon, I'm going to ask you some questions throughout the tour. At the end of the tour, there will be a test, and those who fail the test will swim back to shore. Woo! Yeah, you guys are going to fail on purpose, aren't you?
Yep.
All right, I'll make it easy, the first one. What is the water temperature of the river today? Anyone know?
72 degrees.
72 degrees, that is right. What time of year is it 72 degrees?
All year.
Trick question. I've gotten about 4 people on that. That's right. We got the smart boat this afternoon, don't we? So let's talk a little bit about the river. Silver River runs 7 miles east into the Ocklawaha River, then into the St. Johns, and eventually into the Atlantic Ocean. That's why we do get a whole bunch of manatees here. All the springs are fed by the underwater aquifer. The water here is 99.8% pure. Now, as we go along this afternoon, if you don't see without pointing out, please raise your hand. I'll reposition the boat. If you have any questions as well, please raise your hand. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. Or what I don't know, we'll look up on Google, or we'll call my wife. She has all the answers. All right, our first spring is called the Spring of Stars, dedicated to all the movies, actors, and actresses over the years. First movie produced here was back in 1916 called The Seven Swans. Some of the notables are Legend with Tom Cruise, all the Tarzan movies, and one of my favorites, Smokey and the Bandit 3 with Jackie Gleason. He actually stayed here in town. My wife got to meet him and got his autograph. Now, this first one's about 26 feet deep. It's very deceiving. You're looking through regular half-inch glass. It's not tinted or magnified. Each pane of glass weighs over 200 pounds apiece. So all those little white rocks you see down there, it's actually shell and limestone. That shell and limestone underwater helps purify the water, so it acts like a filter. So every spring is very unique. This one happens to be a ledge. Some are actual caves, and some are just boils throughout the river. And we do have about 26 different species of fish here, including catfish. We have long-nosed gar, we have bowfin, we have bass, we have mullet, and we even have tilapia as well. So we have a little bit of everything out here. Let's go ahead and carry on to our next one. So our next one is called Creature Springs, named after that movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. Raise your hand if you've seen that movie. Just me and you there, buddy? That's it? Pretty creepy, huh? It was pretty creepy when you were a kid. It was all in black and white. I freaked out for about 3 weeks after watching that. So we actually have a replica of that costume on display in the Discovery Station. Right between these two rocks there, that's where the monster would jump out of. A couple of years ago, we had a young man in full costume riding the boats all day long. That was pretty cool. That was during our Spring Fest. And this one's about 30 feet deep. What'd you spot down there? Turtles. So the most common turtles we have here are the yellow belly and red belly slider turtles. We have soft-shelled turtles and snapping turtles. You kids ready for the next test question? Pay attention. What do you call more than one turtle? So what do you have when you have a whole bunch of fish? You have a school, right? A bunch of birds, you have a flock. A bunch of cows, you have a herd. What do you call more than one turtle? Anyone know?
Turtles.
No? How about you? What do you call more than one turtle? Any ideas? Give me a... No? No silly guess? Ready for the answer? This answer is called Shell Station.
Yeah.
That's a joke. It's a bad joke, but it's still a joke. Alright, let's go check out the next one. This next one's called the Florida Snowstorm. This one's really pretty. It's like a big old snow globe. Let's go take a closer look.
Oil.
Oh, my favorite bird. All the way in the corner to the right here. Those are called wood ducks. The one with all the beautiful colors, that's the male wood duck, believe it or not. A little bit larger. And the other one's the female wood duck. Oh, here they come. They're coming right to us. Look at the beautiful colors on that, the male wood duck. Absolutely beautiful bird. And there it is, the Florida Snowstorm. Isn't that pretty? It looks like a big old snow globe. That's my favorite bird. Colors are just amazing.
The monkeys are in there?
Are we there? All right, let me spin around. Good catch. Good job. Yep, right in the back. See you guys?
All the way on the ground.
There they are. They're moving right now. I see them. Oh, look all the way deep in there. You can't see them very well, but they're there. Yeah.
Oh, right there.
We'll talk about how they got here and everything a little bit. There they are. Further down. Further down. Sometimes they'll come right to the water's edge. Yep, there's a second one right there. See, oh, there it is. Here's a good shot of him right there. Look, that's the old. That's what we call the old man. He's all by himself. Let me go back. Hold on a second. Let's see. Is he still there? There he is, guys. Look. Go see the monkey. Look out the front, guys.
There's a baby.
Yeah, look at that baby.
One was smaller than the other.
They stink. Just smell them. Smell like BO.
Right. I think they're like crickets and stuff. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and start heading back out there. Looks like a tick off on us. That's pretty cool. We don't get to see them all the way up here that often. That's a treat. Alright folks, up on the right there we call that Bird Island, and it houses our two aquatic birds, the cormorant and the anhinga. And what makes these two birds unique is they don't have a normal oil in their feathers like a duck has, so that allows them to dive underwater, capture fish, bring it up to the surface, toss it up in the air, and swallow whole. Now the anhinga, better known as the snake bird, looks like a snake going through the water. That guy has a long skinny neck with a needle-style beak. That bird at times will actually pierce the fish right through the flesh, get stuck on their beak. They'll come up on a branch and actually beat the fish drop their beak till it gets to the very end. Then they'll toss it up in the air and swallow it whole. The second bird, the cormorant, has an orange foot-style beak. Once they're done diving underwater, they do have to dry their wings out so they can fly again. So you're going to see them spread eagle today doing this number. These guys are pretty smart if you think about it. Every fish has a defense mechanism and has spines throughout their bodies. So if they swallow that fish tail first, it'll get stuck in their throat. They'll actually sit there and toss it and turn it and time it just right so it goes down head first every single time. There's another wood duck over here. So when these guys are born, they're born with tan and white feathers. As they get older, they darken to black and gray. This is the very end of nesting season, and we are fortunate to see about 3 babies off to my right here on the very, very top of the nest. You see them? Those are the babies. They're just starting to get a little bit more color in their feathers. Right there at the very top. Yeah, not much longer. They're gonna go flying off here pretty soon. Oh, let's check out this next one. This one's my favorite. This one's called the Spring of Life. Let's go check it out. You guys look straight down here, you're going to see a long formation. At first glance, it looks like the backbone to a dinosaur. And that's exactly what the scientists thought it was for many years. They finally went down there and tested it and found out it's just a really cool looking rock. Y'all see that down there? So you happen to notice that long piece of wood right next to it? Any ideas what we might have? What could that long piece of wood be? Oh, you have? Okay, so you're not going to spoil it, huh? You're not going to be like the 4-year-old. Ooh. That's part of a dug-out canoe. So it's made out of cypress. It's very dense. You guys know how they carve that out? What do they have to do before they can carve it out? Anyone know? Burn it is right. That's right. Very good. Let's go take another look, and then we'll go ahead and move on downriver. Folks know about the museum we have here at the park? Anyone know about that? A lot of folks have no idea that we do have a museum on premise. It's on State Road 35. It's only $2 a person. It's open till 4. You're going to be a little tight today, but if you guys ever get a chance to check it out one day, by all means, you will not be disappointed. Let's go ahead and move on to our next spring. So this next one's called the Blue Grotto. And what makes it unique, it is a first magnitude spring. And what that means, it puts out 100 cubic feet of water per second. It is the second largest spring in the park per volume. Now in total at one time, Silver River would flow